What's good? It's your boy Tim back at it again with another vid, and today I'm just chilling downstairs in the living room. Uh, I yeah, I had a video already recorded, but it technical difficulties, so I'm gonna try my best to keep it short, simple, and sweet. You feel me? I had another video planned. You feel me? Had another vid planned, but I ain't gonna lie. I felt something in my spirit to at least, share like a little message, a little pick me up, pick me up, but also like like lesson learned type thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with all your people so we could all have a good time. You feel me? Uh, yeah, I had recently watched this movie. You feel me? It's called To Hell and Back, right? And it's basically kind of like a modern day version of the story of Job, J-O-B. I know people thinking like, don't that mean job? Or don't that say job? Yeah, but his name was Job, J-O-B. That's just how it was pronounced and everything like that. So yeah, uh, this one, uh, this movie was very significant to me because I kind of compared it to my life and how, back then and also and then now, like, how people say like, oh yeah, my life is hard and everything like that. Like, nah, it's not. Well, it is, but it compared crazy. So I kind of felt it in my spirit to at least give y'all like a lesson or a couple of lessons, right? So I'm gonna just go off, you know what I mean? So the original story of Job in the Bible, so he had pretty much everything: funds, he had a uh wife, kids, everything, you know what I mean? Like funds for days. He was living good, right? And he was a faithful man to God, like so faithful to God that the devil was basically plotting to like deter him to knock him off his his path and everything like that, right? So he was having a conversation more along the lines of like he was basically on that same type of time he was on when he was tempting uh Jesus with, you know what I mean, because he was in the wilderness. uh I don't know if you ever heard the story of like when Jesus was in the wilderness to be tempted by the devil, you know what I mean? It was basically kind of like that, right? So he was talking to God and he was like, I see your faithful servant like down there, bro. And like, I'm gonna see, basically his end goal was to see if Job was on some type of time and to say like, yo, curse God for real. Like that, you know what I mean? Basically knock him off his faithful journey, right? So he basically like asks permission, because yes, that's exactly what happens. The devil has to ask permission from God to basically throw these obstacles in the believer's way to basically, it's kind of like a test. The storms, the situations, trials and tribulations, I mean, demons, all of that. You feel me? That they still kill and destroy. So basically, steal your salvation, what I mean, ultimately kill you. So like you're there with him in hell. Or, what I mean, destroy as in like destroy, what I mean, relationships, marriages, family relationships, all of that, right? So, uh, dang. So he was basically on that same type of timing with Job. The same thing with Joe, Joe, in the hell and back to hell and back, right? And so whole time Joe and Job got it good. You feel me? They, more with the Job situation into hell and back, it was more like a modern day version of the Job story, J-O-B, right? So he living good, got the funds, got the family living all right, you know what I mean? And he, as far as health goes, he doing good, right? So the devil like, bro, let me see if I can knock him off his block. And God was like, bet, go ahead and see what's gonna happen, right? So at first he lost all his kids. all his kids, they gone. You feel me? Then his funds go missing. They gone. He ain't got no funds no more. Then he gets sick, and like sick as in like he got scabs, cuts, everything on his body, and of course I think it was something internal too, right? Same situation with Joe, and then it got to the point to where his wife was like, yo, just curse God and die, right? Just curse God and die, bro. Like that was crazy. That was the ultimate goal of what the devil was trying to do. But whole time, Job remained faithful to God, right? And the reward for that was blessings on blessings. You feel me? He ended up being good throughout all that. Recovered with his health. You feel me? Of course, he stayed with his wife and everything like that, right? Same thing with Joe. Joe, into Hell and Back, the modern day version of the Job story, I believe he had 5 kids. He ended up losing 3 of the kids. His youngest daughter, I think his oldest son, I think, and then one of his other daughters, right? I'm not gonna get into detail because I really want y'all to go watch it. To Hell and Back is the name of the movie, but I think it's on either Tubi or Amazon Prime. I'm not sure, but I believe that's where it's at, right? So Joe, like I said, same situation. He got his own company. Uh, he got his own company. His kids living good. He got the funds on him. He got a wife. You feel me? And of course, health is good. So the devil was on the same type of timing in this movie, and it was actual like conversations in the movie with unseen conversations, like you couldn't see them, but you could hear them having the conversations, right? The devil and God, right? Or the God and the devil. Let me not put them, but yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, right. Basically, the devil like, yeah, watch this, watch this. I'm about to knock him off his block, his path, right? God was like, all right, let's wait and see, right? Once again, same situation. He lose 3 of his kids. He lose all his money due to lawsuits with the company and everything like that. And he end up getting sick so bad, like he's bedridden. He could barely walk. It's painful to do pretty much all the normal things we do, right? So, but the key thing was he stayed faithful to God, right? And that's a couple of lessons, right? Throughout the time, his wife left him. Uh, the kids or some of the kid, one of the kids was kind of backdooring, what I mean, or overall just not on the same type of time. And same with the wife over time. You feel me? Same with the kid over time, right? And then ultimately at the end of the story, he ended up, blessings on blessings. He ended up bouncing back, what I mean, he's starting another company, and everything like that. And it's overall better, right? So the lesson that I kind of want to give is like, although you can go through stuff like that, like I know, like out of all the stories in the Bible with Job, bro, because this is the same situation or kind of like the same situation, similar, right? Out of all the stories, like I feel like Job had it like it was one of the like hardest things that somebody went through. One of, not the, but one of the hardest things somebody went through, right? I don't really want y'all to focus on that. But, oh yeah, like I said, I don't claim to be a preacher, pastor. I'm not a pastor. I haven't been ordained yet. Well, yet, yeah. So yeah, I just want to let y'all know that because I ain't, what I mean, just to let y'all know. But I kind of felt it on my spirit to get this lesson because I know with people, especially nowadays, times getting hard. But the thing is, I don't really want y'all to focus on that, but to focus on what could come after that. You feel me? It's war going on, inflation tearing up people's, finances and everything like that. And it's just a overall bad scene, right? And so the same way Job, who had it bad, remained faithful to God. I want y'all to be on that same type of timing too. I'm still struggling with it as well, or struggling crazy, but no, like I'm. It be like that, right? So yeah, so like I said, one of the things in the movie was when his wife left him, right? Due to the fact that, of course, lost pretty much everything. The loss, the grief kind of got to her head a little bit. I think she started drinking a little bit. I'm trying not to spoil as much in the movie, but yeah, because I want y'all to watch it. But yeah, drinking and everything like that. And it was just an overall like bad scene. You feel me? So she was like, bro, I'm leaving you, because the whole time, even after the losses, Joe was like, I'm still on God timing. You feel me? Like, I know that God will turn this thing around. You feel me? I know that God will put me in a better place. This is not the end. You know what I mean? And not just that situation, but things like depression, things like anxiety, things like uh uh lust, and all of that. Those are like fleshly desires and fleshly things that, kind of deter us in a way, right? So one of the things that I was feeling was a little bit of anger, a little bit of like, oh yeah, retaliation. Once again, retaliation, or just trying to get back on other people, eye for an eye. Don't believe in that. You feel me? Because us as believers, one of the things that we have to apply in our lives is forgiveness, right? Like I said, his wife ended up dipping in that situation, right? And at the end of the movie, she ended up coming back, right? And one of the things she said was, I know, I understand if you want me to just, leave and everything like that. And I'm paraphrasing. This is not the actual lines, but I know that, you want to. And this was after, like, he got back good. He got good on his health. He started up another business. He got the rest of his kids with him, and they came around too. And of course, he remained steadfast and faithful to God, right? So she ultimately came back. Now, here's what I mean by fleshly things, right? Me personally, when I had watched that part, I'm like, there's no way you taking her back, bro. Because out of all that, you left me at my lowest, bro. At my lowest time, I ain't got no money, my health bad. Or that was before his health got bad, but I ain't got no money. I'm dealing with loss, grief, all of that, bro. Like, and you just gonna dip off and I get it, You feel me? But it, because she was leaving him because he was still on that type of time, and like, God got us, we are. And she was just not hearing it, right? So the fact that she came back after all, what I mean? Me personally, I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not going for it. But I guess I relearned that lesson is one of the things that we have to apply in our lives as believers is the fact that you got to forgive these people. Even like forgive, but what I mean, obviously you don't forget. And with certain relationships, like you ain't got to continue it, but I'm saying at least forgive. Because our ultimate goal as believers is to be like Jesus, right? That's the ultimate goal, right? So be like, not be Jesus, but be like Jesus. That's one of our, you feel me? So, yeah, that was one of the lessons I learned too. The other lesson is when it comes to Job and Joe is no matter what you're going through, you feel me? You never know what's gonna come out of the other side of the, what I mean, of the situation, whether it might be a lesson learned or whether it might be blessings on blessings. I don't want y'all thinking after whatever situation you might go through, you automatically gaining something, right? Like physical things, like I said, blessings on blessings. I don't want that to be like, or I don't want y'all thinking that's the end all be all, although it can, but it could be something like a lesson, or it could put you in a position to get to the to the blessing, or it could put you in a position to where you get closer to God, or like an ultimate lesson that you need to apply in your life, right? Like I said, I don't want y'all looking at it for face value. Yeah, he been through a lot. And on top of that, he remained faithful to God throughout all of that. And then after that, he got blessed to, of course, with Joe to restart his to restart his business or start another business. He got his kids back, got his wife back, you feel me? And, and everything, health back to normal and everything like that, you feel me? yeah, so the other lesson is no matter what you going through, to know that God still has all the power. God still has the power, right? So really, if you think about it, like if you're really going through a situation, right? Like a bad situation, mind altering or health or things happening with your health or your family or relationships, whatever, your friends, you lose friends, whatever, all of that, right? That's not the end all be all because God got you. You feel me? And depending on what and it could possibly be once you come out of that situation, it could be a lesson learned. It could be you getting closer with God. It could be you getting blessed with something, who knows, materialistic, or better mental, better mind, or I said the same thing, or better, health, whatever, whatever it may be. But the ultimate lessons are, yeah, even even if you're going through something, I'm talking about loss, I'm talking about depression, anxiety, all of that, that's not the end all be all. You feel me? Same thing, forgiveness, or another thing is forgiveness, learning how to forgive these people. What other lesson did I learn from that? In good times and in bad times too, because usually us as, or not even just us as believers, people in general pray to God when it's something negative. You feel me? Oh, my finances is acting up, let me pray to God to fix that. Oh, my mind, my body, or whatever is deteriorating, let me pray to God so I can get that fixed. Oh, my kids ain't acting right, my friends is done left me, I ain't got no family, whatever the case may be. You praying to God in the negative, but also you should do the same thing for in the positive. You feel me? In the positive, right? It's that should be, it don't got to be like God bless me with more. Nah, it could be like, I'm talking about in the good times, but like it could be like, thank you God for blessing me, with a crib. Thank you God for blessing me with this new job. Thank you God for blessing me with the car, shoes, clothes, whatever the case may be. Thank you God. Or it could ultimately be a conversation like, God, I was out today and I ended up talking to these people who were struggling on their own or just didn't have no relationship with you, and I helped them build a relationship. I pointed them in a church, in the direction of a church to abide in. Uh, I don't think I said that, but I pointed them in the direction of a church to go to. You feel me? And stuff like that. But like just to, and it could ultimately strengthen your relationship with God. You feel me? To get to the point to where you're talking to him on a regular basis, to where you know what I mean, you're applying all these lessons you learn from the Bible and in situations in life. You feel me? Or the lessons you learn from like, sermons in church and stuff, and songs you may listen to, gospel songs you may listen to, all of that, right? So yeah, I just wanted to leave that little lesson, that little, pick me up. So although you may be going through any type of situation, all financial problems, depression, anxiety, like I said, to not let that be the end all be all. Like I said in past videos, I was going through my little mental phase, prayed every day. Even in the panic attacks, I was like, you feel me? And I'm, thank God I'm now to a point today to where I don't even take meds for it no more. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? Like that. Even in good times, I was, or I'm not going. You could be like, like I said with Joe. You feel me? He had everything, wife, kids doing good. You feel me? He got the corporate, the company. You know what I mean, and everything like that. And he was still steadfast and immovable, and he was still faithful to God. You feel me? And I want to say, like, even in good times, even in bad times, I want to let y'all know, like, yeah, it's yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave y'all alone with that. I want y'all to go see it. The movie is called To Hell and Back. And if you well, I'm not even gonna say that. And on top of that, I want y'all to try to find that story with Job and how he goes through that, his situations, and kind of see out the similarities and everything like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave y'all with those little lessons. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of this day. Probably rewatch the movie, to be honest with you, and then yeah, hopefully y'all do too. Peace.